Hey guys, today I want to discuss the meta between Rebels and Empire. Before I say anything, make sure to check out the subreddit. They're a really great community. You can have a lot of interesting discussions there, and they're mostly pretty nice. They're much nicer than I am. If you ever seen my videos, I'm toxic, but well, at least I'm toxic compared to them. So I don't think I'm that toxic. Maybe I am a little bit too toxic. So I want to talk about the difference between Empire and Rebel in this specific meta. So there was a point in time where Rebels were the overpowered class and Empire was the weaker class. And the reason that was mainly because Rebels had better cards. For example, Gregorian Rebel at that time was really, really strong. The MTV light tank was so weak that it just couldn't be used, so you had to use ATST. And the thing is, ATST is really, really easy to counter. You just put down a tower or just like you swarm it, and it was pretty easy to counter, right? Not too hard. So the problem is that Empire has been getting a lot of buffs to compensate since that time. But the problem is Rebels haven't gotten any buffs since then. So the light vehicle has gotten buffed a lot. It's got its damage buff. It's got its health buffed. So it's actually a better card than light tank is right now. Where's light tank? So this card's a lot weaker now for its cost, and that's kind of a problem because this is the bread and butter of all, well, not all aggressive decks, but mainly aggressive decks. And right now, the only viable meta for Rebel side is poking, and that's all they can do. And the other option is use Bantha Rider, but the thing is, Bantha Rider is organic, and organic units are really, really weak to stun and Deoxys Grenade, so it's really, really counterable. So you might be thinking, Rebel side has Iron Mine, the best area of effect card in the game. That's neutral. Bodhi's area of effect is better, but you know it's unique to him. Partition, the best single unit in the game, and GNK, the best backdoor unit in the game, which has the most versatility. So you might be thinking they have all these great cards. Why is Rebel still weaker? It's mainly because the Rebel side card leaders are usually weaker, unless you're using Hera, which is the best card in the game. Not the best card. Her unique's the best card in the game. Her has the most synergy with it. You're probably at a disadvantage. So she's the exception to this rule. Everything I say doesn't include Hera, because Hera is just significantly stronger than every other card in the game. If you use her properly, of course. She does take some finesse because she's very weak. But if you use her chopper properly in your skill, you're basically immortal. There's no way you can die, and it's just infinite potential on all of your builds and viability. People like to backdoor with her because she's easy to do like that, but that's for a different discussion. She just excluded from all these rules I'm saying. So if you compare the heroes between Rebel and Empire, Empire's got, 40th Vader, Thrawn, Orson, Krennic, I just call him Krennic, Seventh Sister, these are all really powerful heroes. Dengar's busted with his Forlom. So what does Rebel side have? They have Luke, which is busted. But the thing is, he's very finicky. He doesn't work that well with his Obi-Wan. And his special ability is basically useless most of the time unless you're running him. So he's very finicky. He can be really good or really bad. It's not too determined where he is. So he's definitely not top tier. But if you're really, really skilled with Obi-Wan, he can be. So he's pretty tough to play, actually. He used to be like brain dead easy. But now that Ben Kenobi got nerfed, he does take more skill and finesse. So he's a little bit weaker than, say, Darth Vader, in my opinion. Even though he's faster, his special ability and unique is a lot weaker than Darth Vader's, which is a stun and heal for his units. So another really prominent leader that's really strong is Cassian. But the thing is, Cassian, he used to be really strong when he first came out because no one knew how to deal with him. But now that Cassian's been out for a long time, he's actually kind of weak. He's not as strong as he used to be. The only good Cassian leaders are people who use their skill and K2SO good. Well. But even if you do that, he's so easy to kill with a stun grenade or a bunch of support cards. And a lot of Empire support cards can just simply assassinate him. You don't even have to deal with him half the time. He's too squishy. So, he's really counterable. So that's why Han Solo has been in favor lately inside the Rebel side. But if you compare Han Solo, his damage is weak, but he's got a special ability, which is basically 15% more damage on general. That's how you calculate it into actual statistics. So 66 damage is basically garbage, and his health is garbage. And the Chewbacca is good, but if you look at how much energy it costs for how much health you get, so 5 energy for like what? I'm gonna say 2,000 health if you got a level 3. That's pretty fucking bad. If you compare it to like Dewback, it doesn't have this like taunt ability, but you can see how the statistics are just really, really bad, and it's just you got to use that taunt to make it work. So I'd say a lot of it is because Rebel Uniques are so much weaker. Rebel Uniques and Heroes are so much weaker compared to their Empire counterparts. Even though, so that's basically how I actually put it. I'm going to stop there. So it used to be that Rebels had weaker leaders but better cards, but Empire had better leaders and uniques but worse cards. But the thing is, I kind of flipped. I'd say their cards are about equal now, but the Empire leaders are still stronger. So there's a little bit of an imbalance there. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it and show around the problem between it. So I do hope Netmarble does something about it. The reason why the Rebel meta seems so stale is because there's not too many options there, while the Empire meta is actually interesting now. Emperor Palpatine used to be garbage, but since the Rebel side's gotten so weak, comparatively, by the way, this is a comparative analysis, not it's not even an analysis, dude. It's like a empirical evidence at best, maybe. So, like, this card used to be garbage, but all of a sudden, he's good right now because swarming and split pushing is the only real viable option. And if you want to do a slow push, this is the only deck that will allow it. The one I'm running right here is the only deck that will allow it. There's no other room for like card changes, so you just can't do it. You have to use Ion Mine, Partition, and G&K Droid because they're the best cards on Rebel side. If you're not using them, you just will lose basically. There's no way around it. You could use Gregorian Rebel if you're really good with it, but that means you have to run Stun Grenade, and it's really finicky. Like, you'll win harder with Gregorian Rebel Stun Grenade combo instead of Ion Mine Partition, but it's also a lot riskier, so I don't want to put that in. It's just the higher skill way to play, and it's also more risky. So you can see how the balance has shifted between Empire's side. I'd say it's mainly because the tank difference and the leader difference right now. So I hope that clears it up. I don't know. I'll show some gameplay just to prove it. You know what? Let's go full on. So okay, sure. Unlock the auto. I'll leave this on. There's no reason to do it. So anyways, 40th Luke, by the way, he's not like the best character. He's not the worst character. He's just the hardest to use. Oh my gosh, let me take off my case. Oh, Palpatine is just talking about him. So I can show you the weaknesses of Rebel side, hopefully, on this in this match, but I don't know. It depends how good he is. So I'm gonna aggressively. Ooh, look at that, dude. So you can see I just blasted my stuff in the next dimension. So I'm gonna put this here. He's just gonna have to deal with my partition. He's not even focusing on partition. What the fuck? Usually Empire players are a lot slower and they don't do that, but you know, it's all good. So I'm gonna get some damage off on his tower and run away. Is he harassing me with his weak ass attacks, dude? Get that shit out of here. So I'm gonna push these away because they're all melee units. Harass him. Roll in. Oh, wow, he's wasting energy back and forth. He's in a panic, dude. So, at least on Rebel side, if you're playing an aggressive leader like 40th Luke, you can harass people like hell. And now that I've harassed him enough, I'm gonna slow push him just to give him a fuckfest. But you can see how you can't see anything through this match, dude. What am I lying to? Yeah. So if he's using his cards properly, you'd see how they're just a better counterpart. I'm also higher level than him too, so it's gonna be tough for him. So these, I guess this is how you'd counter it. You can see how I'm going in after him because I know he's a weak leader. I don't know what's happening, dude. I'm like attacking everything. Fuck yeah. But you can see how like I have a limited way of playing, I guess. I don't know, not really. Maybe I'll just take this part out. Alright, this is just fun gameplay video, guys. No big deal. I'm probably gonna get my ass whipped, right, for doing this. I'm gonna stun him and then beat his ass more. Ooh, look at this. He's gonna get some good damage off on here, I bet. But not without dying. So he lost his, he's gonna lose his right tower, and I'm gonna do some great damage to his other tower. This is value to me. So you see, I split pushed him. I guess that's one way to deal with it. Get that tower, it's mine. Back out for now. Ain't got no reason to keep pushing for now. Whew, that could have been naughty. I want to push him away. Alright, I didn't get to push him away, but this is pretty good. Oh no, it might not be good at all. Oof, he's gonna get that tower. Oh god, I'm lagging. So I got the other tower just to make sure I wouldn't lose. He can't run away from me because I'm much faster than him. Yeah, I can just do stuff like that. Dash around, mess around with him. So now it's a tie game, but I'm low HP, so chances are I might lose to this one. I assume he's going to deal with the left side on something. Man, I should just left it at the talk point. But his units were a lot stronger than mine, I guess. I don't know, you can kind of see how they struggle there. Oof, and you got nothing for this one. I'm going to push the right side with this, actually. I could tell he's trying to harass me there, so I dodged it. Couldn't do it. Yeah, I had no health there. That sucked. I think I could stop this, actually. I might be able to. Push him away. Nah, I couldn't do it. So you could see how the counterpart cards that he had were much stronger than mine, I guess. Even though I played better than him the whole time, I just couldn't do anything right. Like his cards just did a lot more damage to me than I could do to him, even though they were lower leveled and stuff. So that's just basically how it is. I don't know, I couldn't really go around it. I don't know how I could have outplayed him. I wouldn't say I played 150% better than him, but it's just like that sort of balance where I couldn't do too much. So it was a little bit tough. I do think Rebel side does need a little bit of a health buff, but I'm not sure how. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for now. I just wanted to show some off. Shows the reasoning behind it and why I think that way. And yeah, peace out, y'all.